9 pro-Palestinian activists died recently when Israel, enforcing a naval blockade, raided a flotilla of ships carrying tons of humanitarian aid to Gaza. This event has, for the moment, redirected international attention onto one of the world's most irreconcilable problems, the conflict between Israel and the Palestinians. And at the center of this conflict, the Gaza Strip. It's 41 kilometers long and 6 to 12 kilometers wide. 1.5 million people live here. It's one of the most densely populated areas on the planet, with widespread poverty and rampant unemployment. Robert Eisen is with George Washington University.
There's a sense of no future there for anybody. A huge percentage of the population is unemployed. Public services, such as electricity, are in a shambles.
Israel captured Gaza from Egypt after 6 days of war in 1967. In 2005, Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon hands over Gaza to the Palestinians. David Markovsky is with the Washington Institute for Near East Policy.
Ariel Sharon, who was the leader of the settlement movement, took 8,000 settlers, picked them up, and tossed them out of Gaza. And he said, no, we're giving this to the Palestinians. Let them run it the way they want, and Israel is out.
In 2007, the militant Islamic group Hamas wins a power struggle over the more moderate, secular Palestinian group Fatah. Hamas throws Fatah out of Gaza.
And they literally pushed them off of rooftops and hospital windows and shot at their kneecaps.
Fatah is still in control of large areas of the West Bank, but Hamas now runs Gaza.
Hamas won the hearts of the Palestinian people by providing poverty relief, medical services, all the things that the people really needed.
The United States considers Hamas a terrorist organization. So does Israel, which intensified its blockade of Gaza to keep weapons out of the hands of the Islamic militants. But the blockade keeps out more than weapons.
There is strong suspicion that they're keeping out basic supplies that are needed by the Gaza population to make life so unpleasant for them that they will overthrow Hamas.
Meanwhile, it's not just Israel keeping necessities out of Gaza.
The other unsung ally of the Israelis are the Egyptians. The Egyptians do not want to let any cargo go back and forth between Gaza and Egypt.
Hamas is allied with the Islamic fundamentalist Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood wants a far more strict version of Islamic law enforced in Egypt.
There is no love lost between Hamas and Egypt, which is why that border between Gaza and Egypt is closed.
Gaza and the West Bank are supposed to form a new state of Palestine in the two-state solution favored by the United States, Israel, and Fatah. But Hamas continues to refuse to negotiate with Israel and has repeatedly launched rockets out of Gaza and into Israeli neighborhoods.
After the Israelis left Gaza, they fired 3,300 of them at Israeli border towns and cities.
Several 100,000 Israelis were within the range of those rockets and were being terrorized.
In 2009, Israel sent troops, tanks, and fighter jets into Gaza to stop the rocket attacks. 1,300 Palestinians were killed. 13 Israelis died. Hamas still shoots an occasional rocket into Israel, and they still get their hands on other weaponry smuggled into Gaza through tunnels dug on the Egyptian side of the border. So the conflict between Israel and the Palestinians continues, with both sides claiming ancient historic rights to live in this part of the world. Israel has faced withering international criticism for that flotilla raid that cost 9 lives, but soon the world's attention will fade until the next time there's violence and death in that part of the world. And if history is any guide, there will be a next time. And now you know.